finally Friday, and guess what? I just came up with another video that I needed to do while I was cleaning up from the last one that I made after I made the first one. So it's me again, same outfit, same COVID hair. Well, it's not really COVID hair, it's just been a really long time, I guess, since I got it cut. I needed to go less weeks than what I did. So next time you see me, I'll have a different haircut. Oh, maybe I'll wear my new glasses too. But anyway, it's Friday, and while I'm cleaning up, I wanted to show you guys a quick little, how do you clean your stamps, Jill? So hang on. So I figured while I had everything still out, I'd show you guys a little bit about cleanup and what you can use. It's not right or wrong. Whatever you use is going to work. I'm just showing you some things that I do, and maybe you'll pick up a little tip or two. So first off, let me get my catalog. Where did I put it? Right here. Stampin' Up! Has what we call Stampin' Mist, a Stampin' Scrub, the Stays-On Cleaner, and a Simply Chamois. Now these are all used for cleaning up your stamps. So I'm just going to show you. I've got an old Stampin' Scrub. I personally do not use these anymore. I marked one side wet, and I always marked one side dry. What you could do is, the Stampin' Mist came with a squirter, so you could, a spray bottle, so you could spray the wet side, or you could get it with some water wet. You would rub your stamp on the wet side, and then dry it off on the dry side. Okay? This works great. The only thing you need to remember is when you're on the wet side and you're going back and forth, these little, I'll call them, it's kind of like velvety sort of feeling in there, but they're going to spray. They're going to, as they're flicking, you're going to, your stamp's going to be flicking all those, and you're going to get little bits of spray. So make sure that you're not scrubbing your stamp pad or your Stampin' Scrub near your project. You could end up with little tiny watercolor spots all over it that you don't know where they came from. Another tool is the chamois, Simply Chamois. Let me show you what that's going to look like when it comes. Where did I put the one that... I got a brand new one out the other day. Phew, I fell off my stool. This is what it's going to look like when it comes. You'll get it wet with water, or that's what I do, and then you just rub your stamp on it to clean it off. Eventually, it's going to look like this. Or it might even look like this. It is still perfectly fine, perfectly usable. I take it in and I run it under water. I do notice, probably from the pigments, warm water brings out one color and cool water brings out another color. So just run it under water and then just keep squeezing, and whenever you're tired of squeezing, call it clean and be done. I keep it fairly wet, then I just push down on it, rub my stamp around on it, and then it's done. I keep it in a clear plastic container, a stamp case, and I do not clip it shut. I keep mine I just put the lid down, but I don't clip it shut so that I do get a little bit of airflow in there. I have heard and read that they will mold if you keep them wet and closed up for any length of time. You could get mold growing. So I just shut it and let it go at that. And so again, let me move that. I also have Mike had a ShamWow in the garage that I cut pieces off from. I get it wet, and I usually will keep this handy. A lot of people I have seen buy a sham or a Simply Chamois, and then they cut it into pieces, and it does the same thing that my ShamWow does. I have been going to cut my extra sham up, but my cats like these, or my one cat does. So she comes down and gets in my stamp space and takes these and brings them to me in the middle of the night and deposits them on the floor or somewhere by the bed. So I keep using them, but I use these kind of just to wipe off between uses if I'm going to keep using it, or when I am done for the day with it, I'll just wipe it off, and then I can put the chamois or my little ShamWow thing back down and put my stamp away. The other thing that a lot of people like to use is a baby wipe. Very useful. Very much a good item to have on your craft table for, I kind of cleaned up, for cleaning up your fingers, for cleaning up any of the, like these, your block that you might have, like I just did, your stamps on here, and you got the ink on the block. You've just got a little something something that you want to clean up. A baby wipe is great for that. I do recommend that you get a little bit nicer baby wipe than the bargain brand, I guess you could say. They work, don't get me wrong, they work. But the more that you wipe on a stamp with them, they're going to, can you see that? They're going to start to fray or pill up or fiber up, and that will deposit onto your stamp. And that also is not going to hurt anything. You just need to know that you got to get the excess, any fiber off the stamp, or you could stamp your image down, and then the fibers that are on here are now going to make a mark on your project. But these work. Recommend having them on hand for, if nothing else, wiping your hands up. If you got a snack and they make a mess, they can wipe the little mess off. They're good for, I don't have any ink on here. You can wipe off your stamp pads with them. Wipe up anything that you've got a little bit of ink on that you want to clean off before you put it away. The baby wipes are really good for that. Also, I've got StazOn cleaner. Now, StazOn cleaner is for the StazOn ink. This is a solvent ink, and it does not wash off. Well, it's not supposed to. Let me show you here. So I stamped this down before I start it up. Clean it off, but you see how it's still black? I'll try and clean off the edges there, see what we get. See how my block is still stained? That's what StazOn does. Stays on. It does not come off. So the StazOn cleaner, kind of like a little bingo dauber. And you can just kind of rub that on your stamp. And you see how the tip is now kind of black? That's because it's taken off the ink. And I'm going to use the baby wipe because I don't want to get this solvents, this cleaner stuff on my Simply Chamois, just in case. I don't use this cleaner very often. If you like to keep your rubber not stained, this would be a good solvent for you to get, and then you can keep your stamps clean. And I'm pretty sure that that's it as far as cleaning up your stamps. And now I want to show you a quick, see how now I got stays on. Oh, where's my washcloth? I also like to keep a washcloth. I don't know what I did with it. It was just right here. I even made conscious effort to get it, but I like to keep a washcloth somewhere close by, or a towel, and I'll wet part of it, and then I'll walk around when the girls are here. I'll have it in my pocket or something just to help wipe up a quick mess if they need it. But as you can see, my stays on, let me move this for the reflection. My stays on has stained my block. That cleaner should take it off. If I put it on there, it would take it off. But you can also see, I'm thinking, all the adhesive and the glue that somehow gets on my stamps when I don't know, or my blocks. Well, some people, I've read different ways that they clean them. They wash them with soap and water and whatnot. But I tend to like the Lord, and I lost that too. How am I losing everything? I like to use, here it is. Oh, right behind me with my washcloth. I like to use the Magic Eraser sheets. They're little thin sheets. I cut them down. You can get it wet. I'm just going to get it a little bit wet from my sham here because I forgot to wet it before I walked over. And then I just like to rub it on my block, and it takes everything right off. You should be able to see it. I don't believe it etches the block at all. I haven't noticed that it's done any etching to my block. But this is how it's just easy for me to do a quick cleanup. I get all the sticky off. Wipe it down now so you can see. This is where my washcloth comes in handy again. Or my pants. I use my pants a lot. But that's it. And then now the I missed a spot there, but the stickum. Oh, there's my daughter calling from Hawaii. She's having a great time, by the way, guys. Because I'm filming so many of these in a row, it's early on still in her journey there, and today is her 14th day of quarantine, so after today she is free to roam. So tomorrow she's planning a couple, she's going to go into the town she's in, Hilo, I think she called it, and so she's going into town tomorrow to check it out, so she's pretty excited. And we haven't talked to her today, so that was probably her calling to talk to us. But anyway, there we go. That's it. That's all I wanted to show you guys. A little bit of cleanup action, different tips for products you can use to keep your stamps in your blocks in tip-top shape. I will talk to you later. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you right here next Friday for another version of Finally Friday from Green Thumb Stampers.